manage your love for me. Still I can't manage your love for me. I am the medicine man, the well-mannered enchanter. I'm looking for love, I want your love, I want your love, your angelic love. And I razzle-dazzle ghost, stargazing through the outermost, gave a fiery tempest host. And still I can't manage your love for me. Still I can't manage your love for me. The dawn has come. The dawn has come. Consucina, consucina. Look at these guys. Important people here today. May they take us, guide us, encourage us, inspire us. Wow, all of a sudden I felt nervous. I love you all, you guys, and have a beautiful year. May your corn grow 10 feet tall. May your pumpkins grow 50 pounds. May your beans come in bushels and bushels. May your water never dry. May you reach the new baskets that you're looking for. Blessings to you all. I love you. I love you so much. This is my guitar player, Mr. Gary Cook. This is a song called Brave New World and dedicated to all of us. May we have a beautiful year and a beautiful season of love, life, and so many different things that we all look for. Thank you very much, you guys. caged up world. Miss Freud looked at Huxley. He slept, dreaming of a better place. They came from a small town named Nowhere. It was 3 blocks to the left and 5 to the right. They ran away, both of them just 15, to get a better glimpse of America. Looking for a brave, brave new world, a place to enjoy, freedom to love. Life is so beautiful. Yes, life is so beautiful. Huxley said, your dreams are not your secrets. Tell me yours, and I'll tell you mine. If you could write anything, what would it say? If you could be anywhere, just tell me so. Those trains come and go, and you're all I have. I would die happy, homeless, in the land of the free, hunting for a brave new world, a place without doubt, a world without fear. Life is so beautiful. Yes, life is so beautiful. On a harvest moon, Miss Freud lost Huxley. He jumped that North Freight, heaven bound. Miss Freud went mad. She went back to the Delta, seeking out her lover, lost in hobo's eyes. One by one, she used them all like rolling tracks. Dreamy lies of a childhood bride in her boxcar home, seeking out her brave, brave new world, a place to enjoy, the one that she loved when life was so beautiful. When life was so beautiful. Looking for a brave new world. We're looking for a brave new world. We're looking for a brave new world. Looking for a brave new world. One sun, one moon, one earth, one people. One sun, one moon, one earth, one people. Let me hear you. One sun, one moon, one earth, one people. One sun, one moon, one earth, one people. Looking for a brave new world. Looking for a brave new world. Looking for a brave new world. Thank you, New Mexico. Blessings to you all. I'm so proud to be here. Thank you, you guys.
Yeah, something else.
Oh.
Yes. They need that for a car.
Yes.
Come on, man. We gotta stay current.
I don't know. Now
My mic just fell off.
Mexico on the
Would you mind holding this for
14 years old.
opportunities for that. So we'll,
That's good. It'd be good to do it on time.
I think so.
I'm 40. So as long as this weather doesn't do to us what we think they do. doctors, Adi's eye doctors.
Doctor's 3.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Jill Cooper Udall, and I wish you a very happy and exciting new year. We are here today to make New Mexico history.
My name is Jasmine Coronel, and I hope you enjoyed the wonderful entertainment. We are so thrilled. Yes, it was amazing. We're so thrilled to be part of the celebration of Michelle Lujan Grisham as the first female Hispanic Democrat to serve as governor of New Mexico. I'm Yasmin Irazoki Ruiz. This is a truly exciting day for our state. Our new governor reminds us there is an endless opportunity on the horizon. Thank you for being here today and joining the vision we share for a thriving New Mexico.
Being our governor is not Michelle's first service to our state. Her entire career has reflected her deep care and concern for all New Mexicans. As a cabinet secretary, county commissioner, effective congresswoman, she is a true leader, well respected by all of her colleagues. It is my honor now to introduce the special guests on the rostrum who are joining our governor. Please hold your applause until the end of the introductions. Senator Tom Udall. Representative Ben Ray Lujan. New Mexico Supreme Court Justices, Chief Justice Judith Nakamura, Justice Petra Mayes, Justice Michael Vigil, New Mexico Court of Appeals Judge M. Monica Zamora, the Honorable Sandy Grisham, Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse Oliver, State Auditor Brian Colon, State Treasurer Tim Eichenberg, Attorney General Hector Balderas, Commissioner of Public Lands Stephanie Garcia Richards, Speaker of the New Mexico House of Representatives Brian Egolf, State Majority Leader Peter Wirth, Mayor Alan Weber of Santa Fe, New Mexico, Mayor Tim Keller of Albuquerque, Mayor Dan Barone of Taos, and Mayor Diana Murillo Trujillo of Anthony. Rabbi Harry Rosenfeld and Father Pat Conroy, Guru Sahana Khalsa, Honorable J.C. Robinson, Governor of Tezuque Pueblo Milton Herrera,
It is my pleasure to introduce the following groups and guests attending this very historic occasion. Please hold your applause until the end of the introductions. President of Jicarilla Apache, Levi Pesata. President of Mescalero Apache, Arthur Butch Blazer. President of the Navajo Nation, Russell Begay. Speaker of the Navajo Nation, Lorenzo Bates. President-elect of the Navajo Nation, Jonathan Nez. Vice President-elect, Myron Lease. Chairman of the All Pueblo Governors Council and Governor of Isleta, E. Paul Torres. Governor of Jemez Pueblo, Paul S. Chinana. Governor of Santa Clara, J. Michael Chavarria. Governor of Zuni Pueblo, Val Pante. And welcome New Mexico Court of Appeals judges Jennifer L. Atrip, Christina Bagardes, Megan Duffy, Jacqueline R. Medina, Julie J. Vargas. And I would like to acknowledge all of our veterans and the sacrifices they have made. Joining us today, we have World War II and Korean War veteran, Mr. Placido Borrego. Vietnam War veteran, Mr. David Schutz. Iraq and Afghanistan War veterans, Sergeant First Class Annabelle Lujan, Colonel retired Vince Martinez, Major General Ken Nava, Chairman of the Lujan Grisham Transition Team, Jeff Bingaman. And of course, we want to welcome the members of Congress that have traveled to New Mexico to celebrate the inauguration of Michelle Lujan Grisham. Thank you to our state senators and members of the New Mexico House of Representatives in attendance today. And thank you to all other state and local elected officials who are in attendance. Please rise and welcome our Lieutenant Governor of the State of New Mexico, Howie Morales. Accompanied by his two children, Elena Maria Morales and Enrique Luis Morales. I would like to introduce Michelle Lujan Grisham's family. Let's welcome her mother, Sonia Lujan, who is seated in the first row. And on the rostrum, her daughters Taylor and Erin.
Ladies and gentlemen, New Mexicans, and all guests, join me in welcoming the Governor of the State of New Mexico, Michelle Lujan Grisham, accompanied by Manny Cordova. For the presentation of the colors by the New Mexico National Guard.
It is my pleasure to present Chandali Perez from Chimayo, who will sing the national anthem. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's ring glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join Elena Maria Morales in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the salute to the New Mexico flag, led by Enrique Luis Morales. For those of you who don't know the salute, it is in your program.
Liberty and justice for all.
I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, with the state symbol of friendship among united cultures.
Please remain standing for the invocation by Father Pat Conroy, followed by Rabbi Harry Rosenfeld.
So let us pray. God of heaven and earth, we give you thanks for giving us another day, for giving us another year, and here in New Mexico for giving us another lieutenant governor and another governor. We thank you that we live in a country and are in a state where the peaceful change of government is not only an ideal, but a reality. We thank you for having called. Michelle, having called Howie to be of service to all the citizens of this state, continue to endow them with the gifts, the wisdom, and the resolve to be their best selves in service to the people of the great state of New Mexico. As this day moves forward, as this celebration continues, we ask your blessing upon this gathering. We ask your blessing upon the entire state of New Mexico. Y Señor, que bendiga a los Estados Unidos de América. Amen.
Governor Lujan Grisham, Lieutenant Governor Morales, all New Mexicans, and our guests. Governor and Lieutenant Governor, on this day as you begin your tenure as the leaders of our land of enchantment, may you continue the leadership you have exemplified throughout your life. May you remember that leadership is service to all people of our state. May you remember to balance justice and compassion. May you continue to have the humility to listen, the vision to dream, the understanding to implement, and the strength to admit when you are wrong. And, adapted from a poem by 17th century Anglican Bishop Thomas Ken, may the doors of your administration be wide enough to receive all who need love and care and have hopes to nurture. May the doors of your administration be narrow enough to shut out envy, pride, hate, and enmity. May its threshold be low enough to be no stumbling block to children, to those without power, or to people with differences. But may it be high enough to turn back complacency, harshness, and the temptation of power. May your administration be a gateway to all who seek a better future. And as we say in my tradition, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'achianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. We are blessed to have reached this day filled with life and strength. Mazel tov, congratulations, both Governor and Lieutenant Governor.
You may now take your seats. Please welcome Chief Justice Judith Nakamura for a few remarks. Her appointment gave the court a female majority for the first time in New Mexico history.
Madam Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Leader Worth, Speaker Egoff, elected officials, distinguished guests, colleagues, good morning on this beautiful, chilly Santa Fe day. We are grateful to be inside. It really is a privilege for me to be here this afternoon and to have been asked to deliver a few remarks. Actually, isn't it a privilege for all of us to be here today? As Chief Justice and on behalf of the New Mexico Judiciary, let me congratulate both of you on your inauguration today. The significance of your achievement is really magnified when you stop and realize that only 27 other individuals have been governor since statehood, and coincidentally, only 27 other individuals have served as lieutenant governor since statehood. And I imagine you both have felt a little bit like Santa Claus since you were elected 8 weeks ago, because I'm sure everyone's been lining up, telling you how good they have been, whispering in your ears their wish lists for the upcoming legislative session. And in the interest of transparency in government, let me just say publicly that we in the judiciary have been really good And if you need a copy of our list, I have it here today. You know, the Latin origins of the word inauguration have been understood to refer to a consecration of installation under good omens. So it's no surprise that the framers of the New Mexico Constitution chose January 1st as the beginning of the governor's term of office for the first day of a new year. It's a good time of good omens, for resolutions, for good intentions, for optimism, and for hope. And in 2019, this day of new beginnings includes changes in every branch of our government. The legislature is welcoming 20 new members. The judiciary is seeing changes at every court level. 3 new members of the Supreme Court of our 5-member court, including Justice Michael V. Hill, who was sworn in yesterday. We're welcoming 5 new members of our 10-member Court of Appeals, including 4 sworn in yesterday. And we have judges, brand new judges at every level, our district, magistrate, and metropolitan courts. And of course, changes in the executive branch for the first time in our state's nearly 107-year history, the office of governors being transferred from one woman to another. Oh, that speaks to my heart. You know, change can be exciting, but it certainly can be unsettling. And it's worthwhile to note one really important thing that has not changed, and that is the requirement of the New Mexico Constitution that before undertaking his or her duties, each elected or appointed official must swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution laws of this state, and to faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of our office to the best of his or her ability. Now, while we who have taken this oath may disagree on what a particular constitutional provision or law might mean, or how it should be applied in a certain circumstance, we are all bound by the same commitment to uphold the law and to act in accordance with the trust placed in us by the public that we serve. What we are privileged to witness here today, and what we too often take for granted, is nothing sort of miraculous. The smooth and orderly transition of power and authority from one administration to another. So as we move forward on this day, in the midst of all manner of change, we would do well to keep in mind how remarkable these events are and our common oath. And in closing, Madam Governor, I really do wish to pass along the now legendary and very practical advice of our very wise Justice Petra Maez, who retired yesterday after 37 years of service to New Mexico. What she shares with every new judge or justice is, whatever you do, wear comfortable shoes. Congratulations and thank you.
Next, the Honorable J.C. Robinson will administer the oath of office to our Lieutenant Governor, Howie Morales.
I, Howie Castillo Morales,
do
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of New Mexico,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of New Mexico,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office
of Lieutenant Governor,
of
which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, our new Lieutenant Governor. And now the oath of office will be administered by Judge M. Monica Zamora to our governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Raise your right hand. I, Michelle Lujan Grisham,
I, Michelle Lujan Grisham,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and the laws of the State of New Mexico,
and the Constitution and the laws of the State of New Mexico,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
of the office of Governor
on which I am about to enter to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Governor. So proud of you. Congratulations to you. This is going to be a fun ride. Yes, it's going to be great.
Now may I present the 32nd Governor of the State of New Mexico, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham.
This is not how it starts, but the inspiration and the energy in this room is exactly the stuff that New Mexico is made of that will really make a difference, right? This is who we are. Brave the storm, brave the weather, brave the cold. We are here, rain or shine, snow. Thank you all so very much. And you'll notice I didn't wear the right shoes. I had to climb up on a giant made box, which we're going to stop doing from this day forward. As governor, all the podiums in the state of New Mexico will be lowered. And now you can see how the other half lives. But I really do want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And I do especially want to thank my beautiful family for their unyielding love and support. Aaron and Taylor, my brother Gregory, and of course, the first Manny. And while my mother was introduced today, she didn't quite make it. It's a lot of wonderful activity. But I do want to share with you that there's no question that I would not be here without my incredible mother and the role model that she has been. So I am asking you to join me in thanking my mom, who I'm sure is watching this right now. I also want to thank our brilliant new Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Howie Morales, and his entire family for their eagerness to come along on this ride with us. And I also want to thank Governor Susana Martinez for her service to our state and her graciousness during this transition. Thank you. And I know that he was introduced earlier, but I want to give my personal thanks to Senator Jeff Bingaman for serving as the transition chairman for all of us. Thank you. And I am also incredibly humbled to be in the presence of so many incredible leaders who have chosen to join me on the stage today. Thank you to Senator Tom Udall for being here. And I want to thank, he's right behind me, Congressman Ben Ray Lujan. I want to recognize Governor Tony Anaya, Governor Gary Carruthers, our Secretary of State, Maggie Toulouse Oliver, our Attorney General, Hector Balderas, our brand new Land Commissioner, Stephanie Garcia Richard, our new State Auditor, Brian Colon, our Chief Justice, Judith Nakamura. Thank you for such a lovely introduction, welcoming remarks. And of course, our distinguished Senate Majority Leader, Peter Wirth. Our distinguished House Speaker, Brian Egoff. But most importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. My fellow New Mexicans, standing before you today is an honor and a privilege so far beyond what any one person can articulate. So I want to talk about something that we all share, I think, in this moment, that there is a choice before us, all of us. We have all had high hopes before, and I want to show you in this moment today how this will be different. I want to show you how we can take prosperous expectations and that we can turn them into a prosperous reality. I want to show you that we can prioritize the miles of agreement that we share over the inches that sometimes separate us. And I want you to believe, as I do, that our perseverance will triumph every single time over pessimism. So the choice that we face today forces us to stand and deliver on our conviction that we can now build something better together and only together. And that we have an obligation now to not only dream, but to be accountable to our aspirations. And we have right now the power to decide what we will become. Together and beginning this moment, we can choose to dramatically broaden our understanding of what New Mexico can be. We can choose to comprehensively reimagine this state, because the status quo will not stand. Because we, each and every one of us, we believe in a very different New Mexico. And together, we will find the courage to create the promise of that tomorrow for our children and their children. And we will all have the core strength to stay the course and to stand as one when our resolve is challenged. We will go big really big. And we're going to do this together. And in fact, I have found in my life, I have found that strength in our numbers, in the people working alongside me. I have been driven by the chance to do the hard work and to do it well. And I invite you to see it this way now. I think we are all here today because we know the stories about how the state has failed so many of its children and how we have relinquished control of our economy, how our educators and first responders get lip service instead of a raise. And the truth is, that's just not who we are. Now, that might be the status quo, but we will not saddle another generation with the same old, we can and will solve the problems we face for a lifetime. And while we are not blind to the challenges, we are not daunted by them either. We can and will deliver. And the truth is, that has always been true. Now, I'm not going to stand here and talk to you about the bad statistics or bad management in the past. The state has, in fact, suffered from a lack of investment. That's true, yes, but also truly a lack of imagination. And you know, on the campaign trail, Howie and I saw every day how this is changing. Over the past 2 years, we saw firsthand, in fact, a remarkable revolution taking place in every single corner of this state. A revolution of attitude. And no matter where we traveled, no matter who we were speaking with, we saw an awakening. We saw the burning desire for something different, but also now the willingness to be a part of it. We met people who were excited about a radically different way of doing business, people who know courageous commitment is the way to tear out of the quicksand. And whether it was educators or students or social workers, firefighters, police officers, small businessmen and women, folks who go to city council meetings or legislative hearings, or just someone who leads the conversation around the dinner table, we met every single day New Mexicans with the beginnings of a brand new vision. The people in this room, in this city, and in this state are ready to reimagine what New Mexico can be, and they are willing to step into the arena and to make it a reality. New Mexicans are ready and willing to do the work to be a full and active part of total transformation. I have seen a true New Mexican optimism. I have met New Mexicans who know deep down and are ready to scream out loud that this is not the way it has to be. That I am ready to roll up my sleeves and to build, by God, something better. And now we choose to seize this opportunity together, and only together. We will create a New Mexico where we finally invest in our children. Because every single one of our kids deserves the very best and the best possible head start. Right? We're going to create a New Mexico where workers, no matter their wage, are treated like human beings, and where workers who were paid the least are paid more starting now. A New Mexico where students and young adults can find fulfilling, high-paying work, where students and young adults elsewhere are packing up their U-Hauls and coming to New Mexico to find meaningful work right here. We will reimagine a state where we protect our children, our most vulnerable children, and we will stop those who would do them harm before they ever get the chance. 1 where we create new industries, and for the first time ever, we control our economic destiny, where we recognize that it's not enough to just say that we believe in science because we believe in science. But we have to be aggressive, and we must act, every single one of us, to address the global warming crisis that will have an effect, right, on the world and within our state, within our lifetime, where we recognize that our environment, that we recognize that it's our legacy, and in fact, it is our greatest resource, where we hold up educators as the foundation of our communities, and we pay them like it. Where we hold up our police officers and our firefighters as the keystone of our neighborhoods, and we pay them like it. Where we, right here in New Mexico, are national leaders for equal pay for women. Where we are a national example in innovation in the improved delivery of quality, affordable health care. Where we are the national example of what a clean energy revolution looks like. Where we do not tolerate poverty for one more day. Not one more day. And where, right here in this state, we show the country and the world what it looks like when a state commits to doing the work to transform itself from the ground up without losing what we already have. Now, when I think about all that work and all that is possible, I find that I'm also thinking, like I think many of you are, about my own roots and about my family. And I'm thinking a lot about my late dad. Everybody knows him as Buddy Lujan. Now, my dad was a dentist, and in fact, I'm looking right in the front row, and I can see he did all of your teeth. That's not an exaggeration. He was one of the very first dentists to bring public health services to most of northern New Mexico and other communities. They were often communities where people didn't have access to the basic health care they needed, let alone dental care. Now, he offered dental care to New Mexicans who were struggling every day to make ends meet. And he really focused on children with disabilities who at that time had no other access to any health care, including oral health care services in most states, including this one. And in fact, which I think many people, because we're native Santa Feans, probably remember, that my father had a dental chair in our garage. I thought everyone had a dental chair in their garage. He never turned anyone away from that chair. He went above and beyond for his patients, for his neighbors, for anyone who needed it. And I still meet people today who tell me, your dad was there for me, and I wish I could thank him again. Thank you. And as is so true for so many New Mexicans, my dad was also this incredible man of faith. He never stopped believing in his state, his community, his family. He always believed the best about this state. And he left me, that was his legacy, with that same kind of attitude and warm, proud feelings about my home, about my community, about my state. And as we were preparing for this incredibly awesome moment, and I have to do it without him, I had the opportunity to bring a little something of my father with me. And he gave me his favorite pen. I never saw him write, I know my brother's here, a single thing with this pen. But he cherished this pen, and he gave it to me right after my first elected office, which was to the Bernalillo County Commission. And he told me to take this beautiful pen, it's a fountain pen, and to make sure that I used it to sign all those important statements and resolutions and pieces of legislation, to write down all the hard work I wanted to accomplish every single day. So I took it with me to Congress, and I really wanted it with me here in this moment. So when I was signing the paperwork, becoming the 32nd governor of the great state of New Mexico, I used this beautiful pen. And at the end of that, this incredible, beautiful pen was lost. And we were busy this morning thinking about looking through all the security footage at the Capitol, where I was sure we were going to see my brother taking that pen. And all kidding aside, like any one of us, my feelings were hurt. And it's okay. I got to use it for the moments that matter. You carry the things that you love and the people that you do in your heart. And so no matter where this pen went, that would be fine. But we started this morning with another tradition that was very important to my family and to my father. And we went to the Carmelite Monastery, where we got a personal blessing by one of the sisters, Sister Bernadette. And as she was holding her hands on a screen, and I was getting ready to put my hands on that screen for that blessing, I was reminiscing, and so was she, about the character of my father. And I said, you know, I carried him with me, and that's why it's so wonderful and lovely to start today. I brought his favorite pen that he gave to me, only I don't know what happened to it. And in that moment, Father Pat Conroy, who you met earlier in the invocation, said, "This pen?" And I knew unequivocally that my father was following me along on this entire journey. And while you indulged me with that story, I want you also to think about some other incredible New Mexicans that I've had the great privilege of getting to know along the way. I'm also thinking today about Annette. Annette's a single mom in Albuquerque. You know, she's raising preschoolers. She's going back to school. She wants to make a better life for her entire family. But because of the way state benefits work today, she is often having to choose between buying food and paying for housing. Now, her extended family wraps around her. They step up and they help provide food security. But that's not the way it should work. And starting today, that's not the way it's going to work for any other New Mexican. And I'm thinking about Chris, another single mom. She's a small business owner who doesn't qualify for child care through Children, Youth, and Families Department or any other of our departments that's intended to invest in these families and lift them up. She also has tremendous support, a system of family and friends who help her care for her children so that she can keep her business afloat. But starting today, we are that community, and we're going to invest in every single mom and family who needs us to lift them up, because they should not have to fight so hard to succeed. And all of these are examples of the strength and resilience of our neighbors who have always, no matter what the obstacles, have hope in their hearts, who operate from a place of love, who do everything they can, just like you, every single day, to make this state a better place for the people around them. And now, we're going to make a difference, because Annette and Chris and every single New Mexican deserves a stable, productive, proactive, fair investment so that every single one of us has the equal chance to succeed and to create the kind of prosperous lives that our children are depending on. And in this moment, you are helping me create that reality for every single New Mexican. And I thank you. And this journey means that we're going to keep doing these steps together every single day, because this is a state where, I don't know what I do wrong. This is a state where the safety net doesn't fail you. Instead, it lifts you up. We're going to create that in New Mexico, a state where every child, every family has everything they need in every moment, every single day to succeed, because this moment demands it. This is a time for action, and we can make a real positive difference in the lives of every single New Mexican. But in order to enact this transformation, this reimagined New Mexico, we need both the right vision of our shared values and the right trajectory. So on the campaign trail, I know you might have heard us talk about a moonshot for our state's public education, where there's only one way there. When you're aiming for the stars and the moon, you got to aim high, higher than the current governor. Aim high. We will have pre-kindergarten for every 3- and 4-year-old New Mexico child. Aim high. And we will have social workers, caregivers, comfort and safety in every home in the state where it is needed. Aim high. And we will make sure underpaid state workers and educators are underpaid no more, starting right now. Aim high, and there will be a great job for every New Mexican willing and able to work. I've been in this arena most of my life, and I'm not afraid to stumble. But as long as we endeavor every day to work as hard as we can, to put everything we have into creating this better future, we cannot fail. That I'm standing here before you is living proof that hard work just works. I have never accepted the answer no. Just ask Tom Udall about that. Just ask my mom. I have never relented because the task might have seemed a bit too much. And now together, we will do the work. We will be tenacious. We will not quit until we have delivered the investment our public schools, our teachers, and our children deserve, and quite frankly, have always deserved. We will not quit until we have truly revolutionized public education in New Mexico. We will install, in fact, to make sure we succeed in early childhood education department. And we will, all of us, thank you, we will, all of us together, make the conscientious choice and pull a responsible pinch of additional money from our permanent school fund to give our children the right start that they deserve. We're going to rebuild our school buildings, and we will rebuild the morale of our educators and our students. And yes, I know it's an incredibly tall order, but I demand it, and I know that you do too. And I know I keep reminding you, but this is the moment that we just hang on to each other, because we, in fact, are capable of achieving it. There is no more time to lose. There is no more argument to be had, frankly, about whether we can afford it. The point is, we can't afford not to. And just like you, thank you, and just like you, I reject the false choice of today's children or tomorrow's budget. All right, preaching to the choir. We must dramatically increase our pre-K and educational investments today, and we have to provide sustainable revenue for the long term. For the first time in years, we have a checkbook to go with our credit card. We can afford it, and we all know the return on these investments is, in fact, a generation of children and families transformed. A generation after that, and a generation after that, A better future built by us together, starting now. And setting aside that it's the smart thing to do. As my dad buddy would say, it's the right thing to do. And we will not rest. I will not rest until it's done. And we will finally be economically proactive. As world economies turn to clean energy, we will embrace our destiny as a global leader, and in the process, we're going to put New Mexicans to work, right? And our film industry can be the greatest and most lucrative state media business in the entire country. That's right. With Netflix in Albuquerque and movie makers in California recognizing our world-class crew, our base, and our brilliantly talented homegrown writers, performers, and filmmakers, we will take the shackles off and let it rip, and in the process, we will put New Mexicans back to work. Now, what does that mean? It means we're not just going to raise the cap. We're going to eliminate the cap, pay the backlog, and we're going to get back to work. We are sending a clear message today that we are open for business, and we will double film and television production in coming years. We will raise the minimum wage, taking a step towards an economy that works for everyone, not just the folks who sign the front of the paycheck. We will buy New Mexican, so our state government isn't paying millions to out-of-state vendors for services offered by one of our neighbors in our own communities. We will make responsible investments in our homegrown businesses. Again, we can afford it. We will make organic economic growth possible by fixing our infrastructure, investing in broadband, better roads, airports, and water systems that will make our rural economies sing. That's a clap. And we will be good stewards of our environment. A methane mitigation rule will not only protect our health, it will deliver more money for the state and create more meaningful jobs. Woo! A dramatic increase in our clean energy production will insulate us from future oil busts and make good on our promise to leave our great outdoors greater than we found them. That means that we're going to produce 50% of our energy from renewable sources by 2030 and set the course for 80% 10 years after that. We can achieve this, and we will not relent until it's done. We will never do things the right way again. I'm sorry, we will do things. I'm just testing you to see if you're still awake after a 20-minute speech. It's harder than it looks up here. But this is the enthusiasm that we need, and I hope that you're hearing that right from my heart, that this is how we get things done. And it means that we have to take care of our state government, and we have to staff our departments with the personnel that they need, diligent, hardworking, caring professionals who will be in every corner of the state and be the envy of every other state in the country. We will not fight for fighting's sake. We will be transparent in how we do our work, and we will be accountable every day to you. Political victories are not worth a whole lot on their own. Progress into the better day we all envision is a collaborative and everyday effort, and it doesn't happen without the unifying commitment of New Mexicans who truly believe this better future is not only possible, but it's within our reach, especially if we are reaching for it together. So we're not here to celebrate a political victory. but to remind ourselves a victory is only as good as the work ethic of the victors. We're not here as members of a winning party, but as New Mexicans, with our sleeves rolled up. And when I think about the New Mexicans that I know, and the people we met during the campaign, the retirees, the entrepreneurs, the students, the mothers, the fathers, the dreamers, the believers, and even sometimes the skeptics, I think this is our time. This is the opportunity we share. It's never been greater because our collective will has never been stronger. So I am asking you one more time to help me build this right now. Help me by setting aside pessimism, by holding up your best ideas about what we can become. Help me by committing to the process of doing things the right way again. Help me by aiming high as you can. It begins in your home, in your school district, in your community. Whether your family has been here 12 generations or you moved here last week, we will do this together. And the result will be a national model for productive growth, smart and purposeful steps forward, a better New Mexico, a thriving New Mexico, made better because we did the work to build it side by side. My highest aspiration is the opportunity to work as hard as I possibly can for you and with you every single day, with unselfish discipline, with relentless focus, with our eyes up, and with your help, with your voices, with your faith, we will rise to this occasion. We will grow stronger every single day. The unlimited promise of this magnificent state is ours to achieve. It is time for us to thrive. Viva Nuevo Mexico. Thank you.
I would like to introduce New Mexico's own Chevelle Shepherd, who will sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her with the light from the night from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with far. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with far. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Thank you so much.
Please rise for the benediction by Guru Sadhana Karkulsa, followed by a blessing by Governor of Tuseque Pueblo, Milton Herrera.
One universal Creator Lord, divine light illuminating every heart. Thank you for blessing us with the opportunity to serve others. Thank you for our beloved home, New Mexico. May our new governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, succeed in lifting up those in need, protecting our natural heritage, and inspiring all of us to help New Mexico achieve its true potential. May she always defend what is just and fair, so every family has the chance to live in health and happiness. May she be guided by her deep love for New Mexico and its people, and feel your constant support and the support of all those who love our great state. May each of us embody and uphold the great American principles of equality, justice, freedom, and happiness. May righteousness be our path. May we have the courage to speak the truth and to honor our word. May we act with compassion, and may humanity be united. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala, Teri Bani Sarbat Tapala. May God's name ever be praised. May the Spirit in all be exalted, and may all people prosper by thy grace. Satnam.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me this morning to be a part of your celebration. I know we have a hard job ahead of us. And you as governors, and I'm governor from the Pueblo of Tuseque, have a hard job to do. So with that, I'm going to pray in my language that we succeed in all that we do for our people. Ai rā wā na mō gintu na here o tū tāng here gintu nawe hoi ton sēt a pin nawe hori we mori pō o ba sēt a tō e nawe hoki we mori pō e batu hona mua hau na bit o hoi mu gintu nawe tioni hoki mu i hori pō kua in tāni hoki mu i gintu nawe hau i muni wan bo gintu hat o na muni wan bo gintu nawe dikhaga na mi hiwa hau taki impundi digi hori pō kwaku Amerikana tō wari mu indari gintu I ba pupe na we na bikui ai dikhaga na me tinki ya me rinte ya me handi hau hiwa impundi digi hori pō gintu nawe Dimpe o na me na bit o imu igi I ba pupe into digi na here o tū tāng here gintu nawe tan sēt a ping hori pō ai gintu nawe hei ku dāng o ba sēt a tō e nawe hori tā kua ni hang o gintu nawe hoi ku dāng gintu nawe na here o tū tāng here gintu nawe hinai wengi hana mui gintu nawe hiwo haim pare hiho. Thank you. Tuseque is looking forward to working with the city of Santa Fe and the governor's office. Thank you.
It's been an inspiring morning and afternoon. So thank you everyone for attending this very historic ceremony. Michelle has her pen back. After the retirement of the colors, the governor and the lieutenant governor would be honored to receive you in the lobby. The Women's Board of the Museum of New Mexico will be serving refreshments, and will everyone please rise, and we will please now retire the colors. Thank you, and viva New Mexico.
Viva Michelle!